Our Faith in Action. Today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul is in Queens, New York, where young adults show us how they live their faith while keeping up with their busy college studies. Then we go to Austin, Texas. You'll see why the food served up in this restaurant is just one of the many things happening inside the Society's thrift store. And join us as we're a fly on the wall during a home visit in Louisville. These stories are just some examples of the good works of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul across the United States.
Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
Welcome to Queens, New York. Just a few miles from New York City sits St. John's University, a private Catholic university founded by the Congregation of the Mission in 1870. This group of priests and brothers is a part of the Vincentian family, inspired by St. Vincent de Paul, the patron saint of the poor in the Catholic Church. Welcome to Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul. I'm Trey Strelko. Typically, the Society is organized at the parish level in what's known as a conference. Conferences can also be formed in other places, like here at St. John's. Michelle Wargo shows us how young adults are making a difference by putting their faith into action.
Your son Jesus came among us and journeyed with us. He walked with the poor.
The big turnout for this Society of St. Vincent de Paul Friends of the Poor Walk at Bethpage Community Park on Long Island, New York, includes many young adults, like Rachel Burgos.
I was really drawn to how St. Vincent de Paul saw the face of Christ in those he served, and he really saw those he served as his masters. He didn't think of himself as above them. He met people where they were and served them and saw the dignity of each human person, and I was really drawn to that.
The more Rachel learned about the Society while attending St. John's University, the more she wanted to put her Catholic faith into action, eventually becoming the president of the Young Adults Conference on campus. The service these students provide isn't confined to St. John's. It spreads throughout New York City.
One of my first services that I went on was a midnight run, and that's where we prepare sandwiches and bring clothes and toiletries to men and women living in New York City, those who may be homeless.
Rachel's growth as a Vincentian has taken her to the Society's national conventions and International Youth Day in Salamanca, Spain, experiences that have become important parts of her spiritual journey.
Actually getting to meet some of those people in person in Salamanca was so amazing, and while we were there we were able to pray together and discuss how we can continue to stand in solidarity of those who are poor and how to continue to grow together and collaborate with each other through charity, charity that is inventive unto infinity.
Matthew Chen came to St. John's from a Jesuit high school in New Jersey, and his Catholic upbringing paved the way for future leadership positions in the St. John's Conference.
It was the call to service that really got me and really made me the person I am today, and to continue that faith and to continue to be a leader, not also at St. John's, but part of the St. Vincent de Paul Society.
Matthew has participated in many of the conference's programs, including the Friends of the Poor Walk and the Midnight Run, experiences that have stayed with him long after the events ended.
There are many, but there was this one man, his name was John, and he was about middle-aged, in his 50s, and he asked me first can I have a sandwich? I was like, of course, you could have whatever you want. He had nowhere to go, and so he went onto the streets and was living on the streets. And so every single time I go on a midnight run, I always hope to see him again because we built a relationship.
Caitlin Nair serves as conference vice president, while her academic focus includes an emphasis on social justice and international studies. She's learned her studies and her service often go hand in hand.
I think the biggest thing when you think about service that you have to take back, and I learned this as being a Vincentian, is you need to take a step back and see the whole picture and reflect on and ask yourself, like, well, why are these people in these situations and what put them there and what's preventing them from getting out. So that's how I see social justice come in with service, and they have to come together as one.
The Society's charism speaks to Caitlin's heart.
I think the biggest thing is knowing that there are Vincentians all over the world who share the same passion and love of serving and seeing people with the face of God.
Jacqueline Alvarez Vaca says being a part of the Society calls her to do more.
I'm doing this because, not because it's right, not because it's the Catholic thing to do, but because it's the human person thing to do. It's in your human instinct to help out your brothers and sisters who aren't doing as well as you.
In addition to her role as campus minister for faith formation and leadership, Patricia Evanik serves as spiritual advisor for the conference. Patricia says the work these students do motivates her.
They want to make the world a better place. They really do, and they need the gifts and the direction to do that. And so I try to help with that. But they inspire me by their generous hearts.
In 1833, long after St. Vincent's death, a 20-year-old college student, Frederick Ozanam, founded the Society in the name of the patron saint of the poor, a fact not lost on this generation driven to serve.
To know that someone just like me, a college student of just 20 years old, a lay person, started a society that is now worldwide, and a society that is so committed to helping others and so in love with God and people who just share the same mission. It's really awesome. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul was created by young people, and it is for young people to serve.
It just shocks me to this very day. Just reading about Frederick Ozanam, learning about him, reflecting on his life. He's done so much, and he is truly an inspiration.
Frederick Ozanam was 20. I'm 18, I'm turning 19. What am I doing with my life? How do I want to fit in that calling? I feel like my time's coming closer, that I have to figure out what I want to do. But at the same time, it helps keep me calm in the sense of I know I'll always have the Society to turn to.
Frederick Ozanam was 20 years old when he did all of this. And what age are we? We're 20. So we can follow in his footsteps and continue the path to helping others.
For these students, their commitment to the Society is not just a college activity. It is a ministry they will carry throughout their lives.
Correct, yes. Our hope, always trying to hope, and that's our great kind of collaboration with the St. Vincent de Paul Society Long Island, is to get the students, once they leave here, to join an active conference wherever their parish may be. That's the goal. I think we teach them here, and hopefully by example, but certainly by word and action, that once a Vincentian, always a Vincentian.
I'm Vincentian. I am at heart fully Vincentian, and will always forever keep the Vincentian charism alive within me and with the people I meet and encounter.
Being Vincentian is a vocation, and that it is something that can be applied to anything that I do, no matter what my personal field is, or no matter what any young person's field is, that we can serve, and we can serve through love and grow in faith and friendship and continue making meaningful connections the way St. Vincent de Paul did.
Nearly 2 centuries ago, a college student changed the world through the formation of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. Frederick Ozanam's legacy continues through students at St. John's University and young Vincentians like them around the world. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Michelle Wargo.
Thanks, Michelle. From one inspiring group of young people to another.
What country are you?
During what's become a tradition at the Society's annual assembly in the United States, young participants joined youth and young adult members of the Society around the world on a video conference call. Technology helped bridge thousands of miles and many time zones so these young people could smile, laugh, and share their love for the Society.
I'm the youth, so I'm the new generation of what's going to become. And I think it's a really great idea for us to get involved with other people from across the country and to share our ideas.
It's a one-in-a-lifetime experience, and the experience is unmatched by anything I can think of. It's just so great, and it makes me feel so good to know that I'm a part of something and that this something is bigger than just me and my local town.
The meeting with the youth was amazing and inspirational, and it rekindled my passion for St. Vincent de Paul and its mission. And I thought it was very crucial to the future of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, and just that the youth gets connected so that in the future we can collaborate with them and stuff.
A sentiment Blessed Frederick Ozanam, who was just 20 years old when he helped found the society in 1833, would appreciate. It was Ozanam who said, quote, "I want all young people with both head and heart to assemble for some charitable work." In addition to the Americans on the call, young participants joined in from Brazil, Chile, and even the Philippines. Well, moving ahead, St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores across America come in all shapes and sizes, and many bustle with activity far beyond offering treasures at a great price. Case in point, this Vincentian Family Center in Austin. We'll show you what's happening around every corner when our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, returns.
The Society of St. Vincent de Paul compassionately helps victims of disasters. Maria, a single mother of 2, lost everything she had when a tornado ravaged her community. The Society's House in a Box program helps people like Maria with essential items to furnish an entire home, from the kitchen to the bathroom to the bedroom, including furniture, dishes, towels, utensils, bed linens, and more. To learn more, visit svdpusa.org and help us help others.
Much to see in the mosaic that greets visitors in the narthex of St. Thomas More Church on the campus of St. John's University. You'll find saints of the Vincentian family, including St. Vincent de Paul, in a circular mosaic that is the work of 4 artists and 18 artisans and features more than 2.5 million tiny tiles. What a beautiful mosaic. Also interesting, what's happening in Austin, Texas. Vincentians had a very clear dream: offer a variety of much-needed services in one convenient location, and where better than under the roof that houses the Society's thrift store. The 2-in-1 salad bar and grill features a menu of healthy items.
We want something different, and we start with salads.
Lorena Alcaraz owns this restaurant with business partner Carlos Chan.
I stay pretty much all day. I got here at 7 in the morning and I left at around 7:30.
Lorena and Carlos owe a lot of their success to Vincentians with the Society of St. Vincent de Paul's Council in Austin, Texas. The Society provided startup funds to help get their enterprise business off the ground, and the restaurant sits in one part of the Vincentian Family Center. Also inside, a thrift store.
Come back again.
Services for seniors, a food pantry, and so much more. The center is a prayer answered for longtime Vincentian Ray DuPont.
It was a dream to establish a center where we could really do more to help the conferences as well as help the people in the vicinity. And it kind of rose from that dream.
Ray says Vincentians designed this facility as a one-stop shop for a variety of services that help people in need throughout Austin. Something Vincentian Andy Vasquez says makes the Vincentian Family Center the right fit for this neighborhood.
It is part of the community in terms of the physical location, but also in terms of how we've tried to structure the organization and the way we provide services to people. So that went into the original design, the original blueprints, thinking of flow of people coming in for services or for thrift store, or hopefully both.
James Davis, spiritual advisor for the Society in Austin, believes the approach on display here embodies the Society's person-to-person approach.
We've always had some special works like a thrift store, but our focus in this diocese has really been on the home visit as the element for the spiritual experience and the encounter of the Vincentian. So now being able to expand a little bit, to collaborate with other providers of care for the neighbor in need, and to be able to engage other parts of our community in services here has really allowed us to expand the different ways in which we serve our neighbors.
Beyond the thrift store and 2-in-1, you'll find offices for Drive a Senior, a nonprofit society partner that assists seniors in the community who no longer drive by providing transportation that allows independence.
We are close to the clients we serve. We're close to the volunteers who are helping us, and they can drop by, they can see us, they can stop to the office. We're visible here.
Vincentian Joanna Fernandez with the conference at St. Albert the Great Catholic Church is the first person to greet people who stop by the center's food pantry.
Yes, I just try and brighten up their day. I just try and joke with them a bit. Sometimes just they're so bogged down, like sometimes some of them say that what you did right now just made me feel good today, or the stuff we gave them just made their day.
Joanna says her work makes her feel blessed because as she helps her brothers and sisters in need, she is also walking with them on their journey.
It's basically trying to understand them from sitting in their shoes, which is difficult to sometimes, and sometimes it's not that difficult.
Just down the hall from the food pantry, you'll find an office for the Ladies of Charity of Austin. Group President Ana Maria Lafuente says this part of the Vincentian family has assisted the society from its earliest days and is active working alongside Vincentians.
We help with a food pantry. We continuously have ladies volunteer every week at the store.
The hubbub of activities allows many people the opportunity to put their faith into action.
Other people at times ask, why are you taking off from work? Because I have a full-time job and taking vacation. This is my vacation. Volunteering, going to meet someone that is in need.
Lorena and Carlos appreciate all the society in Austin has done to make their dreams come true.
They have helped us a lot, and we have a lot of things to be thankful for with them. So we are really, I feel really happy that we've found them.
It's something that I'm gonna be like grateful all my life because they help me a lot, honestly. They are like first like a friend, you know, like one of the best friends. They talk to you, they listen to you.
The work happening in this center drives Vincentians to want to do more as they grow in their spirituality.
I think it really does enhance your spirituality as well as you as a person. I think it's you see the face of Christ in the people we visit, in our neighbors, and sometimes how they struggle and sometimes how they overcome their struggles. So it really does make you appreciate, I think, the Gospels.
Jesus shows up in the people that we serve, and often our experience of him is so powerful that we actually are the receiver in that encounter with our neighbor.
The 2-in-1 salad bar, it's a hit. Business is strong. So much so, Carlos and Lorena are extending their lease, and a second location is already in the works. Well, when we return, Vincentians grow in their spirituality through service to those in need. You'll see this come alive during a home visit in Louisville. That story ahead on Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
used to work at the parish at St. Andrew's Catholic Church, and every Thursday evening a group of people would come in and they'd shuffle past my door and go into the next room. And then I heard them praying. And it was just amazing to me that these people, and I soon later found out that they were the St. Vincent de Paul membership, and I'd never been introduced to St. Vincent de Paul, so it was all new to me, and I was so impressed that this group of people came in and they prayed before their meeting. So that's what really attracted me to become a Vincentian.
St. Vincent de Paul's presence is felt across St. John's campus, as seen in this statue of Vincent and his friends, university students. Vincentians are charged with seeking out and finding the forgotten, the suffering, or the deprived, so they may bring God's love. No better example of this than during a home visit. With the permission of the family we're about to meet, let's go on one in Louisville. Sharon Dennis has our story.
And this is your little one, that's your new one, huh?
Yep, this is Melody.
Hi, Melody.
The Society of St. Vincent de Paul is known around the world for the home visit, in which Vincentians in pairs visit a neighbor in need. No two stories are ever the same. Noelle Cuellar, a mother of two, recently moved to Louisville for a new job. Before she even received her first paycheck, she found herself in an unexpected financial hole and in need of help.
So I had been waiting for my W-2, and then I finally got it. The day I got it, I went and filed my taxes, and I was planning on paying the rent with that, getting furniture in here, fixing my glasses, and then I just kept waiting for it, and then finally on Monday I checked the IRS website, and they were like, oh, your amended amount is 0, because the Department of Education took everything. So yeah, it's pretty bad timing for sure.
For Cuellar, a radiology tech, that bad timing could easily have derailed her new life if it weren't for the helping hand of Vincentians.
I've always known that I've had issues trying to keep a budget, and so I'm hoping that I can kind of start with a clean slate with this job and just kind of focus on working on that a little bit better.
Here she is in a new place with an apartment that she thought she was going to be able to pay for with her income tax return. And now she's stuck because she doesn't have any money.
Vincentian Donna McHugh met with Cuellar in her apartment to discuss the situation and determine what St. Vincent de Paul could do to get her life back on track. This home visit was one of many McHugh has been on, all unique in their own way.
I've been doing it for, I think, 10 years now. So, and I thought about a week ago, I was thinking, I should have kept a diary of all these people. Not necessarily the name of the people or anything like that, but the situations, because they're all different. You know, it's just so many different things that happen to people that causes them to not have money for their rent or not have money for their food. We don't just give them money. We help them with you know, their situation. And we might pay for their rent or whatever. But then I go out and tell other people, and I think that helps me because I can spread the word that what St. Vincent de Paul is doing for people is not just handing out money. We go there and we talk to them, we listen to their story, we give them hope.
Vincentian David Dutchkey accompanied McHugh on this home visit. He says meeting people in their homes helps ease the stress of those in need by allowing them to talk to Vincentians in a more comfortable setting.
I would characterize the home visit as a pastoral visit. It's not a social work visit. We're coming from this Catholic parish, St. Leonard's, responding to a call, and we're going out and talk to you. We have some resources to help them in their situation. So going to them, and it's also respectful. We're not behind a desk or something. We're where they live, and that's valuable.
Dutchkey says the home visit is also much more personal and a part of his spiritual journey.
We are the body of Christ. So when we make a home visit, we're not going there just as individuals. We're going there as representatives of that faith community that prays in that church over there. And we are going over there as the body of Christ, reaching out to other human beings who are also part of at least the children of God.
Family lives there, they're all from here.
Cuellar says welcoming Vincentians into her home made asking for help a little bit easier.
Yeah, I actually prefer that because then my kids are in their familiar area and I don't have to think about where they are and what they're doing, and we're just in the comfort of our own home. And I sense that they're very good, warm-hearted people, and I've never had a home visit like this before.
We feel that it's better to go on home visits because we get to know the people in their space, and they are more comfortable in their surroundings. They have children about. You can see the actual makeup of the family, and to me it seems to be more on a personal level to know where they are rather than just to give them a check or give them money.
Ain't nothing like the real thing. Face contact gives you you and I are communicating now face to face, and there is communication going on that isn't just words coming out of our mouth, our posture, our fence, our smiley face. You see things that aren't articulated in a phone conversation or from behind a desk.
And the Vincentians who are doing the helping receive blessings of their own.
It gives you a feeling of how lucky we are as individuals to see, I could be in that situation, or a lot of people could be in those situations.
A home visit may last less than an hour, but the interactions stay with Vincentians well beyond the time spent in their neighbors' homes.
Yes, I think about them, I pray for them. And I hope that they, some people are on their last dollar. They're being evicted tomorrow if we don't help them. Or they don't have any food in the house. They're trying to get food from friends or neighbors or parents or whoever. And it really, it hits me. It hits it right here.
While the reason someone reaches out to the society typically involves a request for help, the person-to-person interactions often end in a special connection between Vincentians and those they visited. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Sharon Dennis.
Say bye.
Thanks, Sharon. Sometimes we leave a home visit where the outcome isn't certain. Postscript on this one, Vincentians were able to work with Noelle and her landlord to bring her rent up to date. Also, Noelle is now working and very grateful to the Society for the much-needed helping hand. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Trace Trolka.